Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're starting a new series called D cubed, and what that stands for is Deez's Deep Detail. Can't believe I'm actually doing this. All right, but anyways, so we've got a bunch of stuff already laid out here, ready to go. All right, so I just want to kind of get up close and personal with you guys, introducing this new series. Again, it's D cubed for Deez's Deep Detail. All right, we'll just stick with D cubed because otherwise I'm gonna just keep laughing too much and I'm gonna lose track. And also, it is extremely hot out here and there's no time for that. None. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch you up to this other GoPro and let's go ahead and get started on this, and we'll talk through some of the initial steps that we're gonna be taking. All right guys, so one of the first processes that we've got to do for the deep detail is get these wheels and tires clean. These things look absolutely terrible, super filthy. Like, you know, we rub our hand across here. You've got this, you've got this. It looks like I'm about to put on a little bit of mascara if I just, you know. Anyways, it's weird that I said that. So what we're going to do to start is we are going to spray down the wheel, and if you guys recognize this handle, it's from our foam blaster. Since we're not doing anything with the foam cannon today, we don't need a pressure washer, so everything is going to be using this hose here. We've got our tire brush that we unboxed the other day, and then our nonsense to get a good clean on the wheel itself. So first things first is we are going to spray down the entire wheel itself, then we'll hit our nonsense on the tire and then get to scrubbing, and then we'll move on to the next step right after that. Alright guys, so now we've got the tire clean. It's coming out a little brown, but that brownish black color is actually the natural color of your tire. I didn't know that until the other day when I was watching another video, so I was learning that day. Alright, and so on the inside of the bucket you can kind of see some of the foaming action. What I did was just put in a little bit of Diablo wheel gel in there and then activated it utilizing this. So that's where we get our foam from. But how are we going to clean the actual wheel itself? Well, one, it's already dry a little too much, so we'll go ahead and re-spray it down, and that should be good. But we have our Decon Pro. It's an iron remover from Chemical Guys. We leave it on the surface for about 3 to 5 minutes. So this is going to give you a deeper clean than what Diablo wheel gel can, because it's going to actually try and remove those iron deposits that could potentially be all on your wheel. And if you do have a lot of deposits on there, this stuff is supposed to have some sort of chemical reaction. I'm not a scientist. I've said that many times before in my videos, but it's going to turn purple once it starts activating that and pulling it from the surface, so it's easier to clean for you. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a little shake, and then we're going to spray it on here. Ain't no shake and bake here. Shake and spray. There we go. All right, and then we are just going to coat the surface of the entire wheel and see what we get. So you can kind of see it in the back already, but I'm not getting any other activation right now, so that's kind of nice. So again, we're just gonna let this sit here for a few minutes. We'll come back after it's sat. All right, so now that we've let it sit for a little bit, we are going to go ahead and start by using our showcase brush, and we'll get into the inside of the barrel. As you see from the picture right here, you can see that we did actually have a decent amount of iron on even the face of the wheel. So, and then we'll go over here, rinse this off. Ooh, dirty water. So, all right, and then we are done with that. So let's hit the face. Go ahead and get that off. And then clean this up. I forgot one of my brushes. We got to get inside these lugs. So I will be right back as soon as I clean the face of this wheel, so that way we can get inside of those. Alright, so we've got our little brush now. And so since this brush didn't have time to soak in the Diablo like the other two brushes, we're going to just spray a little bit of Decon Pro directly onto it, and then get inside these lug nut areas. And unlike all the other wheel cleaners from Chemical Guys, this does not smell great. It smells like straight chemicals, like straight iron. We're gonna get back here a little bit, so let's get a little something on there. Get this caliper real quick, since this is DQ. Alright, so just get in there. Everything's looking like it's cleaned up fairly nice, which is good, because, well, that's the point of a deep detail. I don't want it to look dirtier than what it did before. As you can see, like, these calipers always have so much dirt and grime on them. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and just spray down the whole wheel. Get all these products off of it. It's so much nicer not having to listen to a pressure washer as we're cleaning just the wheels. So everything looks it looks clean. It looks real clean. Okay, cool. So that's it for our first step for cleaning the tires, cleaning the wheels. You guys are probably going to see me with a hat on here in a second because I can't do the sweat in the face anymore. But anyways, I'm going to finish up the other 3 tires, the other 3 wheels. Then after we'll come back and start our wash. Alright, so I'm back with a hat. The sun was gone for a little bit and I missed my opportunity to come out here and wash in the shade from the clouds. But anyways, so what we're doing for this wash, we're actually utilizing a new wash. It's called Clean Slate. So essentially what this does is it strips all away old waxes, old sealants, and you get a fresh start, which again is what we want to do for this deep detail, for D cubed, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys can hear Anaphy up here, but she's up there just rolling around. I'm going to time lapse you guys through that on the wash of this, but essentially what we're going to do, we've got our bucket down here, and then we also have a rinse bucket of clean water. But we added about 1 to 2 ounces worth of Clean Slate, and then have been letting our wash mitt soak in. Same thing as always for the 2 bucket wash method, which is the only way to utilize Clean Slate, is you're just going to go in straight lines. And this isn't supposed to be like super foamy, it's supposed to be a very, very cleansing wash. So, but other than that, like, this is a pretty simple step to do, but it is definitely important. So what we're going to do is we're just going to work from top to bottom, back and forth essentially, and work our way around the car until we are done. But I'm going to send you up to that and time lapse you through this step, and we'll meet back as soon as I'm done. So we're done rinsing the vehicle off. No more Clean Slate is left on there, so now it's time to dry. Since we did get one of our new drying towels the other day, we need to rip the tag off. Just put that in the pocket so we're not littering the neighborhood. And this one is the Woolly Mammoth. This thing's like a tiny blanket. All right, so again, for utilizing drying towels, you can do it 1 of 2 ways. You can do one of these and like wipe down. But I find the most efficient way is to leave your towel out like so, and then just slowly bring it across and continue bringing it across. So you may have to do 1 or 2 passes or so. Guess what? We're on our way to drying. Alright guys, so we're done with the washing process. Again, product that we used to wash was called Clean Slate from Chemical Guys. Again, what it did was basically stripped off all the old waxes, all the old sealants, all the old products that we had on here before, to give us that brand new start. So the next step in our process, now that we've done the Clean Slate, is to get in here with the clay bar. Luckily for me, since I'm drenched in sweat right now pretty much, this gets to take place inside the garage. So I'm going to bring you in there and we will start on that process. All right guys, so now we're inside. We're getting ready to clay the vehicle. So what do we have? Well, to start, we have our clay luber. This is absolutely necessary when you're claying a vehicle, because if you just try and use clay by itself, which you'll see in a second, it wouldn't work out too well for you. So very, very, very important piece of kit for claying the car. The clay that we have, we're utilizing the OG bar clay, or the OG clay bar from Chemical Guys. So the OG clay bar is good if you haven't done it in a while, such as like a year or so. It just gets in there and gets more of the imperfections out and helps decontaminate the surface just a little bit more, since it has been a little while. So we'll get into how to use this here in a second. And then finally, the last thing that you want to use are, well, that was weird. Pretty sure I almost broke my elbow trying to catch that. You want to use either like latex or nitrile gloves. And the only reason why is because of the fact like your hands are going to be continuously wet until you finish claying the entire vehicle, just because you're constantly spraying either the clay bar or spraying down the vehicle itself. So unless you want super pruny fingers and it looks like you got little raisin nubs at the end of your fingertips, well, use these. All right, so I'm going to switch you over to the other GoPro and we're going to be looking at the hood. All right, so claying the car. Again, first things first, we want to slap on our gloves. Ooh, here's one, doctor, and there's two. Nice fit. All right, so next we want to go ahead and get our clay bar out. This is what it looks like right here, and we'll just kind of put that away. And I'm going to get behind here and at least show you how much that we need. So essentially, you're just going to kind of pull this apart. Well, let's grab a little bit more. All right, and that's it. You could probably even use just a little bit less. I like to use a little more just due to the fact that I like to get like a couple fingers on here. So if you've never clayed before, all right, so I'll get back up here. So you're gonna need this until it looks like kind of all uniform and one. Kind of work it. It's freaking adult Play-Doh right here. That's it. That's how you start it off. All right, and we're gonna give our clay lube a little shake. And then after that, we will go ahead and turn this on to spray, like so. And then what you want to do is you just want to kind of wet this a little bit. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to knead it again, just to kind of get that product all worked into the surface of the clay bar. So now it's nice and moist. It's not tacky anymore, right? And what you're going to do is you are going to spray this on and just be a DJ. And so I'm not feeling a whole lot getting picked up right now. Again, like, okay. So like right over here, it's pretty light on the spray. And so it started catching just slightly. So when that happens, what you want to do is just spray a little bit more. So I am feeling some contaminants getting picked up, but even just, okay, so we'll dry right there. I'm trying to see if we can see anything yet. And then what you want to do every now and then is if it gets too slick and then you're literally not feeling anything getting picked up or anything like that, you want to go ahead and knead the clay bar again. Okay, let's do this. Right. And again, like this is all there is to it. It's just very time consuming to do. And you want to keep going over the surface. So there's a little spot right here that keeps catching slightly. So we're just going to flip it for right now. But you want to keep going over the surface until it feels like glass, like where if you're putting the little bit of pressure on it, it just glides over so smooth. All right, so once you're claying your section, what you want to do is you want to grab a microfiber cloth. These are brand new, so we're going to rip off the tag from there. And you are going to wipe away the excess of this product, like so. And I'm already starting to see that this is starting to brighten the paint up just slightly, even just using the clay. So that's nice. What you're looking for is you're looking for a glass-like surface. Once you buff the excess of this, the excess of the clay looper off. And then one other thing to note is that if you drop your clay bar like this, it's done. You gotta throw it out. It's gonna pick up whatever was on the floor and it is just gonna scratch up your vehicle. So make sure to throw this out if you drop it. One thing for Chemical Guy's clay bar blocks, which I will show you right now. I don't really like these too much, but this is what it is. I've never personally used it. So it's basically clay with some synthetic stuff like built into it. Chemical Guys claimed on one of their videos that even if you drop this one, that it's still good. You just spray it with your clay luber and then wipe it down. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I would just toss this thing out because, you know, for whatever the price of this was, if you induce scratches all over your car because you thought that you could reuse this, it's going to be a lot more than whatever the $10, $12 or whatever it was for this this was. So just keep that in mind. If you drop your clay, just toss it, get some more, and then keep pressing forward. But yeah, so that's all there is to this. There's not much. It's just super meticulous, tedious work that you want to get done to fully prep your surface for everything else that's going to follow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the rest of the vehicle, finish this up, and show you guys a couple other areas that are probably going to need claying just a little bit more than others. And then we'll come back after finishing the rest of the car. All right, so we're about halfway through claying this car now. I can't wait to be done. My hands hurt, my fingers hurt. But anyways, one big area, well, two big areas to think about, at least for the upper portion of your car, is one, the roof. You know, everything hits on top of your roof, so that's why I'm saying that. Usually you get a lot of water spots. There could be, like, sadly, like bird poop that's dried on there that you're gonna have to get off, or that it's semi-etched into it, and the clay bar should be able to take care of it. But that really depends on how long that's been there. Then the other big spot is going to be just the front itself, whether it's the hood, the front bumper. And the reason because of that is same thing. You're always driving forward. Well, most people drive forward, so if you're driving backwards, maybe the back of your car is going to be a little dirtier. So like, for me on here, even though we did the wash, there were still like little bits and pieces of bugs that were etched in from the past couple weeks. Luckily, the clay bar was able to get those off. So those are two main areas that you need to focus on, especially when claying. All right, then finally, the last place that you really need to focus on is going to be down here, your lower rocker panel, and essentially like it's going to be like up underneath here, just right underneath. So it doesn't matter if you wash this a lot or a little bit, it's still going to be super filthy right there. Even if you just go up underneath just a little bit, that will help. So make sure that you're focusing on that part. And then actually there's one other thing. So wheel arches. So those are going to be super filthy, you know, from road debris, from especially if you've got new roads being built around you, all that asphalt and stuff is going to kick up. Just stick on there. The clay bar will get it out. And then one thing to mention on the clay bar, I'm going to see if I can find a spot again. But anyways, when it picks up that stuff, you're going to start seeing those deposits on the clay bar. Again, flip it over. But when it gets to the point where you're constantly seeing spots, just toss that piece out and grab a new piece of clay. So that way, because no matter how many times you flip over, you're still always going to have that potential debris that could cause scratching. So my recommendation for claying, start from the top or the hood and kind of flow your way down. So go around the car and then also slowly drop. The scent, we didn't go over the scent. It's got like this bubblegum mint smell to it. It's awesome. I love the smell of it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. You got to let me go so I can finish this up, and I will get back to you as soon as I finish. All right, guys, so we're all done cleaning the vehicle now. It is like 3 hours later from when I last left you, well, like 2 hours from the last time I left you. So one of the other reasons that I forgot about as far as cleaning and wanting to use gloves is that if we didn't use gloves, one, our hands would be super dirty, but it would also look like we had like gangrene or yellow fever or something like that. Anyways, this kind of shows you, one, the breakdown of the clay. So over time, like you're just gonna have, it's kind of a one-time use type of deal. So that was from the breakdown, but also like all the dirt that even the wash didn't get. But yeah, so this concludes this week's episode of D Cubed. If you forgot what D Cubed is, it's Deez's Deep Detail. Essentially though, what we did, we'll just kind of recap. So we went ahead, we scrubbed through the wheel, or scrubbed through the tires with the nonsense, got those looking good. We went with Decon Pro with a little bit of Diablo wheel gel in our bucket to clean the wheels. After that, we hit it with clean slate, and then afterwards, yeah, we cleaned the car, and it is super smooth now. It's what it's intended to be like, where it just feels like glass. Like if I slide my butt on it a little bit, it feels like if I slipped into the car, I would just keep going away. But anyways, it's awesome that this is how it turned out, because again, like that's how it was intended to. Let me know in the comment section below if this helped you guys out, if you've used these before, if there was something that I did different, and you have questions about it, leave those questions in the comments, and I'll get those answered as soon as I possibly can, but they will get answered. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye.